Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey. But as we are coming to the end of set 4, hopefully set 5 is on the horizon, decided to dig something up from the past, and this was from one of Grimfandango's streams. And this is a pretty interesting deck. It's sort of Armory, but it's got a little bit of a combo flourish to it. And the main idea is we want to try and give our weapons boosts with Rakano, Artisan and even Whetstone. And then what we want to do is fish them out of our deck with Crowd Favourite, because Crowd Favourite will, when you summon it, it will play a weapon with 3 cost or less from your deck. So that could be Musket, Lifedrinker, Sword of Icaria, and if you manage to have hit maybe Auric Runehammer with a Musket buff, making it only cost 2, you could even hit that. And that doesn't sound very interesting for the most part, just like paying 6 to get a free weapon, but this is effectively to it because you do get to pick. And as well, just with like Rakano Artisans like in multiples, and the Whetstones, they become quite impressive. And I do remember when I was playing this, it felt like I had a really good matchup against Skycrab, because you just end up making like 7-5 Lifedrinkers or something, and the game's basically just over from that point. So the rest of the deck is sort of around keeping this happening, so you'd be like doing Dark Return and Smuggler Stash just to keep these things going, so Rakano Artisans again and again, as well as Crowd Favourites just to try and grind your opponent out with these weapons. We do also have like some tutors here. So we've got the Rise to Challenge. I'm also showing off with my premium quarries, but no big deal. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to the deck. In terms of FJS decks, this is probably one of the more interesting ones you can play right now. It is the first day of the ladder though, so we could be playing against pretty much anything really, even meme nonsense like this, all the way up to try hard in tier 1 decks. So let's see how we get on. Okay, so looking at this, we can't really do very much, so it is just a straight redraw hit. Hopefully we're not going to have to use the Desperado redraw. For -1 card, I think, yeah, we probably do actually need to do the Desperate redraw here, because, yeah, we can get over it. We've got ways of getting like cards back, so we should be okay here. This is probably awful, but we do have one of each of our factions, so we should be okay here. I think outside of like Runehammer and Harsh Rule, we are pretty much just a single of everything, I believe. I'm not sure if Crowd Favourites are double. Okay, so it looks like we're probably playing against Felon here, so I feel just play our Justice Sigil out and just get our Musket going. Probably not going to get much value off this. I probably could play a Rip Knife Assassin, which we'd be happy to trade with. But okay, so this is like Primal Icaria. Playing Clan Standard, okay, well, it's interesting. Is there anything we'd like to get from here? It might be getting Rakano Artisan. I do like getting Whetstone, because Whetstone into Lifedrinker is quite nice, but Rakano Artisan is basically Whetstone for every weapon in our deck, so I think that's what we'll do here, but just think about whether we wait to see a card that we don't like or not. So it's sort of the problem with having merchants and using Desperate Redraw. I think we'll just wait. We're under no pressure whatsoever. Could have played Lifedrinker just to like boop, but I think I might use this just as like a shock to the opponent, kill one of their weapons. So if I like a Crest next turn, then I'd probably fire off a Winchester Merchant, then ditching this power, just because we've got a Crest which would be able to bring us. Okay, so here we are. Our opponent's fired off the Sword of Icaria, and we should be able to jam right back into that. And here's our Crowd Favourite. So that's that mystery solved. Crowd Favourite is single. So there you go, ladies. It's good information to have. And I think I'm still happy just to sort of hang fire on this Winchester Merchant. There's no real reason to fire it off now. Don't really want to like merchant away power whilst we've got a 6-drop in hand. This is sort of fine with a 2-for-1 down opponent, so we should be in reasonably good shape there. Is there anything we do want to be rising to the challenge for? And I think we'll give it a go, actually. 6-power Runehammers are good. Yeah, we don't have the double justice for it, so I think we might just get going with the first Rakano Artisan. I think if we were in a better position with more power, I'd probably prefer just to be sort of like rising for Crowd Favourites. That's probably much more sort of like in the spot of where we do want to be. Okay, well, opponent's got Warcry to fetcher, so yeah, that's us told. I can't even trade with such here. So we'll Crest, see what we've got going on exactly. And Crystal Glue is sort of fine. We can potentially just trade that with the Winchester Merchant. Tempted sort of like to block here, just to dark turn back this dude guy. Get a 5-2 that will trade with it. Okay, so Linebreaker's Shield. We don't get a choice to block here just because of the shield bash, so I guess we're taking 7. So it might well be that we're going to have to trade away the Crest of Glory just to get Vanquish, because I'm not really very excited about the prospect of our opponent just having like a 7-7 endurance here. Doesn't seem great. Though it is throwing away our second Justice Source, so we did have like quite the price to pay there. Just gets rid of our opponent's big threat, and if they are like a deck that is, oh, here we go, Lightning Storm, great. If they're a deck that is playing with maybe the 1-4 that does Berserk with weapons, Spellcraft, can't remember her name, Hard Plunderer, then we probably do want to have our opponent not having anything on the field. But right now, I feel like we're in good shape. Our opponent's got a Bullet Shaper and 2 Justice Sigils, that's sort of fine. So we can get Merchant, but I don't want to throw away either of these crowd favourites. I think that we're just going to go and get a big Rakano Artisan, I think. Big boy, you know, pressures weapons. Probably doesn't block Bullet Shaper, but Rakano Artisan just do his job here. We're at 12, so we're sort of reasonable shape here. Okay, well, we know they've got 1 Justice Sigil in hand, so they've not really got much going on for themselves. Can't play our Runehammer. Okay, so maybe we are priced into blocking here. Just sort of preserve some life total. Yep, sort of happy. Made a trade. It's not ideal. Our opponent's just got like the 1 unknown now. So our opponent's at 9, which means that they can just like top deck and Icaria, but that's probably fine. We'll just kill our opponent's thing. Oh, that was nice. Not sure if you saw it, but underneath the Nikto avatar, when he jumped up to use the weapon, you can see like the Horde of Gold underneath. So I can wallop our opponent for 6 here. No reason to actually play anything, actually. I do like the Lifedrinker. Also, we have 2 Rakano buffs, so I think we can just crowd favourite here. Or do we just get really greedy? I mean, it's the beginning of the month, and this lets us see what our deck looks like. So I'm just going to get a Rakano Artisan. Just get another 4-1. Just like deal with it. All of our weapons have got +3/+3. So at this point, all of our weapons actually kill Icaria, and probably anything else that our opponent's trying to do. So I think we've got more life drinkers left in the deck. So if we do need to gain lives, we can do that with the crowd favourite. I might just be getting like a big Musket or something like that, or Sword of Icaria I think we might get. Okay, so let's just combo off and play Whetstone into 5 power lifesteal weapon. Gain 5 lives, feeling pretty good. A little bit sad that it's only on summon that you get lifesteal, because this would be pretty cool, like design space. So we're just sort of trading weapons into each other here. But our weapon recursion here. Oh dear, my phone's exploding. Let's turn that on mute. We could keep being greedy and just keep getting Rakano Artisans, but we should probably just like start doing something here. I think our life total's fine, so we're just going to get Sword of Icaria. That's going to kill our opponent's weapon. Give us a little Warcry, which is sort of good. Obviously at this point, like, multiple crowd favourites aren't really that exciting. Yeah, so we managed to pull that one off. Just because they do replace the weapon that you've got in play, which isn't really ideal when you've already got like a 6/5 weapon on you. But yeah, we saw the deck in action. Okay, so this hand actually looks pretty good. We do get to lead with like Rakano Artisan into Sword of Icaria, so any weapons we draw should be actually pretty decent in size, getting like, you know, like +2/+2 just from that. Also got Annihilate as a little bit of disruption here. Okay, well, I would have much preferred this matchup for us to be on the play, but against basic Skycrag, you know, we should be in good shape. I probably just ornate Katana in that. I think that'll prompt us just to annihilate this. That's probably, yeah, it's probably where we want to be. Next turn, also just like play an Artisan and play a Crest. That's probably good. And then next turn, maybe like minus Musket plus another Artisan. Just these little 2-1s that have got, oh dear, oh dear. Well, we're taking 5. And we're going to take another 2 just to deal with this. If our opponent's got a torch, then okay, so if we've got a Snowcrust Jetty, that's not a torch, so we should be okay. We do take 3 damage here, just from killing this. But then hopefully we're able to stabilise with the 2 Rakano Artisans, and then just get super lucky and happy and draw ourselves a nice little Lifedrinker, just be able to gain some lives back, as well as the armour. Okay, so I suppose we'll Crest first. Whetstone's not really what we're looking for, I don't think. We can minus Musket. Minus Musket and Rakano Artisan both sort of get blown out by Torch. We'll just fire off the first one. This is also loose to Permafrost. Yeah, so the Torch is fine. We'll try and torch that in our face whilst we try and do this, because then we're just like taking extra damage for no reason. We can try and have like a combo turn, so to speak, where we play minus Musket and then Quarry. So I've always got 1 card in hand. I think we're just going to Musket that, and then play Artisan to block, and then hopefully we're able to Quarry into like one of our weapons, and because the Artisan gives them +1/+1, hopefully we get more than happy to block here. Just like snap every block forever. That's one of my favourite things to do, is blocking. Okay, so now our opponent's got nothing here, so we do get to Quarry here, get to show off. We've got the premium ones. A free cost crowd favourite is going to be absolutely fantastic though. We'll Seat of Glory here, and I don't think we need that power actually. We are just going to annihilate this one, just like no reason to leave ourselves open to that. And then we'll just play 3 power crowd favourite, get Lifedrinker, and do some damage with that. So looks like our opponent's not got us dead, so let's have a sniff for a fast spell. Looks like they've got one, which is a little bit sad for us actually. I'm hoping that we're able to get... So Lifedrinker is slightly too big, so we do sort of like lose it to this torch that I assume is happening here. Or it could be should go standard. But yeah, this is sort of fine. You know, we still gained life, we still back up to 7. This is sort of okay. I think we'll grab Winchester Merchant here though, because Seek Power is not very exciting, of course. And with that, we can get Runehammer or Artisan just to keep sort of greed in our way. I think Runehammer's probably the safest one to get, but you know, we didn't play this deck not to be super greedy, so I was going to get Artisan. Like, the bodies is... we probably want bodies. If our opponent doesn't find anything like the next couple of turns... oh yes, I like this. I like this. Nightfall is great. So we will... I suppose we'll just get a 7/5 lifesteal. Actually, we'll just get Crowd Favourite, because Crowd Favourite will get us the same outcome. And I think on this turn, because our opponent's about to draw 2 cards, I'm not actually going to attack. Okay, well, it didn't matter anyway. We were probably going to go off with like a huge lifesteal weapon, but what I was thinking there was that we weren't going to attack because our opponent could draw 2 cards, and if we'd attacked with one of our units, opponent draws like 2 Sensar Brigands or something, we're just like dead, so it's not worth the effort. Okay, well, no fire sources, so I think this is actually just a redraw, which is a little bit sad because I do like finding a bunch of power. I think this might be a desperate redraw, but we're in the draw. We get 2 looks with the Crest. I feel like maybe this is a deck that can't really get away with using the desperate redraw too much. Okay, cool. So we found the Justice Source, which we were looking for. Quarry's probably fine. Yeah, we'll keep that. It's effectively the same as the next card down anyway, but gives us a little bit more selection. Okay, cool. So our opponent's going to think we're on the mirror, and then we're going to like Shazam, get him with a Lifedrinker. We'll keep Winchester Merchant though. There's more access to the market, even though most of our market isn't very good, I wouldn't say. Well, our opponent's going to be surprised because that's going to get Sword of Icaria. I feel very smart and thin right now. I mean, I assume our opponent has got Cookbook right then. They're just going to play it and activate it in a couple of turns. So here, we do hit our power, so we can actually quite happily just annihilate this, I guess. I was thinking of just like Quarry, try and find undepleted power, but I think as it stands, this is fine. One thing we do need to be cautious of is the fact that our opponent can get Boar. Yes, our opponent's probably just going to really outcard us, outvalue us, all this sort of business. I think I'm just going to Quarry. Yeah, I'll hit, you know, a 2-power Sword of Icaria seems good. Been in the Whetstone, of course, is generally fine. Because one of the sad things is the deck we're playing against does have access to bar, so if we just like load it up with a load of Whetstones, then they're just going to get a bunch of value on us, which is something I'm not super excited with. Oh boy, what did they get? Oh, okay, so they got a Vara. I suppose taking Dark Turn there, I feel like would have been better, but So right here, so let's get rid of the small Lifedrinker because it's not doing anything. We'll just get a Vanquish here. I can't do anything with the Sword of Icaria quite yet. So Paul does chump block in and then Vanquish it, which isn't great. And then hopefully, my opponent's got like something that dies to this, would be in great shape. So sadly, Rizan would kill this. And it looks like we're losing our sword anyway. So I didn't even get a chance to do any blocks whatsoever anyway. I feel like the game is slowly slipping away here. We do need to sort of hit our power to sort of get up to crowd favourite and also be able to play our counter artisans because, you know, I would like to start getting them going. But if our opponent does, you know, just start drawing a bunch of removal spells, then hopefully just firing off a load of weapons should be pretty good too. Okay, so what we're getting here, maybe it's Rizan. I'm not super happy about that. We'll Quarry, try and find undepleted power. The C doesn't really matter. Might as well just get Fire Sigil, grab sword, and just like boop the opponent on the nose. This deck was built before Cookbook, so maybe it would have had some access to some amount of cookbooks in it. But we're doing here just Dark Turning Vara, that's fine. Probably just going to be priced into Harsh Wheel in here. Just because taking 8, our opponent gaining 8 is probably a little bit too difficult to deal with. Yep, that solidifies it because we drew the second copy, which is sort of good for us. So I need our opponent to like take a turn off so we can have like 5 minutes to sort of stabilize ourselves. Yeah, Rizan is pretty much as expected here. I think, have we played... So we've got some Warcry. I don't think we've got anything big enough in the deck to kill this. It'd have to be Sword of Icaria. Sword of Icaria is not big enough. So what hit our Warcry must have been a unit. I'm just going to shame concede this game. Just nope. Yeah, we're definitely they're not quite as good as the other FJS deck. Okay, so we're on the draw here. We're quite an expensive hand, and we do need power, so I think this is just a redraw there. I think it's actually a worthwhile keep. We've got 4 power, we've got a Merchant if we do Flood, and we've also got Quarry just to dig through any sort of gluts of power we might have in the deck as well. So I think this hand might be quite well set up. Oh boy, that premium is a bit too bright, isn't it? So I think we're just going to fire for Whetstone here. Probably playing is like maybe some kind of bigger Skycrag, like maybe Yetis or something with the Crest. Okay, so rats. Well, I'm feeling pretty owned here for not having the fire source in play. Probably shouldn't have been silly with the Whetstone. Okay, well, Suffocate's good here. I'll just like grab whatever power. We've got everything sorted. Next turn, if we need to, we can do. We're going to do this could be Haunted Highway with the crests actually. Opponent's potentially got some Berserk units. I think I'm going to allow them to trade Torch with our Musket. Now, we do take 2 damage from this, but damage is like neither here nor there. But we just get the card off them. So we'll just trade cards, get them down on resources, and then hopefully we'll be able to sort of like take over the game later on with our big lifesteal weapons. Also, we do have Smuggler stash in the deck, so having weapons in the void isn't too bad for us. Oh, okay, Yushkov, so sort of bit of interesting technology there. This one's like a big mid-range deck. We'll just keep partial here. It's pretty nice because we will have a follow-up. Crowd Favourite can stay on top. It's also good because it means we're not drawing a weapon. Okay, well, Berserk Feast Caller is not quite what the Doctor ordered. So I suppose we're going to play a bunch of boys here. None of them can block though. Yushkov does have text. Okay, well, we could have had a 2-1 in play, but our opponent is just going to draw a million cards, so... It's too late now anyway, so I'm a little bit embarrassed now. And I suppose we're just going to be pricing a game Runehammer just to finally deal with this. But we are taking 12 this turn. Well, our opponent's got like a Molten Cover, just anything that would get us, then we will be well and truly deaders. Oh, I probably could draw like a million cards. I'm just off it. Yep, bye. Okay, so quick redraw there. I think we'll keep this. You know, we've got free power. We've got Rakano Artisan into. What's we doing in second justice? Got Rakano Artisan into the Sword of Icaria, so should be pretty good there. Not too much your opponent can do that is going to be unaffected by that. Okay, the old Diplo Seal Seek Power deck. So I'm curious what that could be. It's some sort. Oh, okay, so it's like Combra aggro. It's not fabulous to like rebuy this with Dark Turn or something. But for opponents not having any of it, then I'm sort of happy just to suffocate this as well. Don't need to play the Sword of Icaria or the Mars Musket quite yet. We can use this to kill a teacher. Teacher's Infiltrate doesn't happen there as well, which is quite nice. Okay, well, same thing again. Just going to try and get my attacks in. Then I suppose we may as well play Sword of Icaria. It is one additional point of damage, but it's I'm just trying to be more like power efficient here, I guess, than just playing like Miner's Musket. Miner's Musket does give us the power back though, so we do have that going for us. I guess now it's backfired that we don't have the free power weapon to sort of attack into the cold form, but if we draw any weapon here, we should be in great shape. Yep, happy to double block. I've probably got a trick, there was a little traded for a trick, so sort of fine. Opponent did get to kill our unit, but I like that over 2-cost Lifedrinker, that seems good. I suppose I'll just Dark Turn one of these Crown Artisans. Also, if we draw like a Torch, it should be really good because we just get to gain 8. Generally, the armor is just going to convert into life points, though. Why would you do this? Like, why? What did we ever do to you that made you do this? I feel like I'm just being... I feel attacked right now. I'm just like playing this cool weapon deck and everyone's just like, who pacify? Don't feel we've got anything in the deck that actually deals with that, which is going to be tedious. We do this to draw Harsh Rule and Power. So our opponent just needs to like give us Nightfall or something so we can actually deal with this. We've got Suffocate in the deck, haven't we? Maybe I'm just like wasting a lot of the resources in this deck, which isn't really working out for us too well. Just going to blockade it. If our opponent's got a trick, that's fine. More than happy. Well, let's annihilate this. So Dark Turn just make this big boy again. These weapons that we're unable to play are... It's probably just going to be game, just the fact that our opponent's got this and we're unable to answer it. So if they can like mirror image this, yeah, game's pretty much over if we can't find... So ideally we need to find a Crest here. Okay, so that's step 1. And then step 2 needs to be that we find a Harsh Rule. So can Winchester Merchant get one? Yeah, they can. So that's sort of fine. That's a challenge here. I'll probably do whatever. I think we're just going to grab another Winchester Merchant. Just because this will give us a big enough blocker for one of them. So next turn... Okay, the Stand Together does it, I think, because we literally haven't got enough time left in the world to be able to deal with this. So mulligan this deck, just like, it was cool when it worked, but there's just like some incidental hate like Bar and Who Pacify that is going to ruin your day. Okay, well, last one with this deck, I think. And this hand's probably okay if we're able to find a Shadow Source, so I think we will keep this. That could be a little bit on the aggressive side. But we do have a Crest and... yeah, Smuggler Stash, that ain't it. Let's start. At least we get a Crown of Artisan down. We don't have any power in the banner, in the board rather. Even a Privilege of Rank. Maybe that could be different. Uh-oh. Well. Let's boop away this Lifedrinker because it's unlikely to be very good in this match. So let's just grab Auric Runehammer. If we draw a power, we're able to try and kill this. We're probably going to be priced into just double blocking it. Oh, okay, so the JPS version. This is getting like a touch of battle, like the Give Berserk thing. Well, neither blocking nor attacking here, it looks like. Dust Grader, cool. We might be okay. Saying there's a chance. Seek Power, grab Shadow Sigil, and what am I more scared of here actually? I think we'll Quarry just to sort of... A 5-cost crowd favourite is probably about the same as a big Sword of Icaria. Yeah, so let's grab a cheap crowd favourite. And I think we'll just Suffocate this. We do get... This does a lot of damage when it comes to being paired with spells, but sitting there and our opponent just not being able to draw a bunch of Berserk units, even though they've already got Berserk units here, I guess. And I think we'll just do this block for now. Yeah, opponent isn't firing anything off quite yet. So if we fire this into here and our opponent has like a Finest Hour, we'll just get absolutely destroyed. I suppose our weapons are pretty bad against Finest Hours anyway. At least Auric Runehammer on the 2-3 is sort of okay. We might try and set up for a... Yeah, so let's bin off the Lifedrinker, just get a Crest of Glory here, I think. Helps us set up for this Harsh Rule in the next turn. Dark Turn as well? Yeah, Dark Turn's probably fine. Let us have a bring back the Artisan or maybe even the merchant we've got here. Yep, so I suppose we'll just block here because it's theoretically more damage. Oh, well, we're low. Just hope that Harsh Rule works then. Okay, cool. We got away with it. So that's step one. Step two is play Crowd Favourite and hopefully boop this one right in the nose. So let's try with Crowd Favourite. Phil just get a free Lifedrinker, so at least it's not like the end of the world. Okay, cool. We managed to kill that. So just convert our armor into lives. Probably just snap blocking this. Just like, not a chance I'm never not blocking. So that's fine. We take 6. It's not ideal, like as before. If we draw a power, that's fine. Probably just going to get the big boy Crowd Favourite back again. And yeah, let's just get Whetstone down. Runehammer, it shouldn't be too much our opponent can do to protect the free one from that. Could have used Sword of Icaria, kept the Runehammer for if there's a unit we're worried about using a combat trick, but if we get the 5 power down, it's probably fine, because we get to deal with our opponent's next threat, or... Curious what our opponent can get here. Maybe like a Haunted Scream? That'd be pretty bad for us, but let's just boop this right in the nose. I think I'm going to Dark Return the Crowd Favourite. And then Winchester Merchant, just have something in play. Get rid of that, and if we go Whetstone, we get an extra point of damage out of our... Actually, let's cancel this. We've not played a power this turn. Let's get Rakano Artisan. Because then we've got 2 things in play. And that also gives +1 power and health to whatever weapon we get Crowd Favourite. So I think that's probably the right thing to do there. We've already got like a Harsh Rule, so I don't think we need 2. If I can also get Aegis units, then like, Vanquish and Harsh Rules, like fine, whatever. So let's have a little Crowd Favourite. And just get a Lifedrinker, I guess. Lifedrinker's got a pretty sort of similar effect to Runehammer, I guess, because you don't actually lose any lives there. Okay, so perma not on the flyer sort of gives me a good indication, I guess. That opponent's not playing Haunted Scream, but well, they've not drawn Haunted Scream, I guess. But I'm going to hang 5 before I play the Crowd Favourite, because Crowd Favourite does like refresh the weapon that you're on, because it's going to play a different version. Okay, cool. So maybe it was Haunted Scream plus something else. But I was going to snap block this. If our opponent has to use like a removal spell here, that's sort of okay. Okay, so Mirror Image is the play, so I guess I'll just block the one that is not going to sacrifice it at the end of turn. We take 6. That's sort of rough, but go to Crowd Favourite and just make another one. Oh, no, we don't. We're just going to have to gain 4 the old-fashioned way by having the armour. Get our Lifedrinkers left. But get our Warcries going. All pop on for 2 points of damage. I guess we can seek here. There's no reason not to, I guess. We've still got to keep our power in our hand if we do draw another merchant. I'm not sure how many merchants I've actually been through. For 2. Oh dear. Are we dead? Yeah, I think we're dead. We'll just take 12 and die, which is exactly enough. There's probably some point there where we could have saved some points of damage, but we didn't manage to do it, so onto the deck tech, and I think this was not the most successful of her decks. So there we have it. The deck was definitely cool. It's probably going to get better in the future because Crowd Favourite been able to hit 3 less weapons. You know, maybe there'll be more interesting free cost weapons in the future, but I liked what it was doing. Felt pretty good against Skycrag, less good against anyone else. So maybe this is like for a very specific sort of like pocket of decks that play against on the ladder. But generally just an FJS control deck that isn't playing Cookbook, and it's just sort of playing a different way of getting value, but we're still playing weapons. Sadly, most of the Aegis units right now a little bit too big for these weapons to take out, so you are looking at stuff like Champion of Cunning and Feast Caller, which you can get Feast Caller with a couple of buffs on these weapons, but can also hit with the Runehammer, but most of the time you're just not going to be able to do too much against it. If you're sat there looking at like a Berserk Feast Caller and you've got like Miner's Musket, then life isn't the best, but I'm going to move on to the next video, so thanks for watching, and that was all. See you around.